And why should he not have this? Asked the owner. He is young, it is true, but he seems to me a thorough seaman, and of full experience. A cloud passed over Danglars' brow. Your pardon, M. Morel, said Dantes, approaching, the vessel now rides at anchor, and I am at your service. You hailed me, I think? Danglars retreated a step or two. I wish to inquire why you stopped at the island of Elba? I do not know, sir. It was to fulfill the last instructions of Captain Leclerc, who, when dying, gave me a packet for Marshal Bertrand. Then did you see him, Edmond? Who? The Marshal. Yes. Morel looked around him, and then, drawing Dantes on one side, he said suddenly, and how is the Emperor? Very well, as far as I could judge from the sight of him. You saw the Emperor, then? He entered the Marshal's apartment while I was there. And you spoke to him? Why, it was he who spoke to me, sir, said Dantes, with a smile. And what did he say to you? Asked me questions about the vessel, the time she left Marseille, the course she had taken, and what was her cargo. I believe, if she had not been laden, and I had been her master, he would have bought her. But I told him I was only mate, and that she belonged to the firm of Morel and Son. Ah, yes, he said, I know them. The Morels have been shipowners from father to son, and there was a Morel who served in the same regiment with me when I was in garrison at Valence. Pardieu, and that is true, cried the owner, greatly delighted. And that was Policar Morel, my uncle, who was afterwards a captain. Dantes, you must tell my uncle that the Emperor remembered him, and you will see it will bring tears into the old soldier's eyes. Come, come, continued he, patting Edmond's shoulder kindly, you did very right, Dantes, to follow Captain Leclerc's instructions, and touch at Elba, although if it were known that you had conveyed a packet to the Marshal, and had conversed with the Emperor, it might bring you into trouble. How could that bring me into trouble, sir? Asked Dantes, for I did not even know of what I was the bearer, and the Emperor merely made such inquiries as he would of the first comer. But, pardon me, here are the health officers and the customs inspectors coming alongside. And the young man went to the gangway. As he departed, Danglars approached, and said, "Well, it appears that he has given you satisfactory reasons for his landing at Porto Ferraio?" "Yes, most satisfactory, my dear Danglars." "Well, so much the better," said the supercargo, "for it is not pleasant to think that a comrade has not done his duty." "Dantes has done his," replied the owner, "and that is not saying much. It was Captain Leclerc who gave orders for this delay." "Talking of Captain Leclerc, has not Dantes given you a letter from him?" "To me? No, was there one?" "I believe that, besides the packet, Captain Leclerc confided a letter to his care." "Of what packet are you speaking, Danglars?" "Why, that which Dantes left at Porto Ferraio." "How do you know he had a packet to leave at Porto Ferraio?" Danglars turned very red. "I was passing close to the door of the captain's cabin, which was half open, and I saw him give the packet and letter to Dantes." "He did not speak to me of it," replied the shipowner, "but if there be any letter he will give it to me." Danglars reflected for a moment. Then, M. Morel, I beg of you, said he, not to say a word to Dantes on the subject. I may have been mistaken. At this moment the young man returned, Danglars withdrew. "Well, my dear Dantes, are you now free?" inquired the owner. "Yes, sir." "You have not been long detained?" "No. I gave the custom house officers a copy of our bill of lading, and as to the other papers, they sent a man off with the pilot, to whom I gave them." "Then you have nothing more to do here?" "No, everything is all right now." "Then you can come and dine with me?" "I really must ask you to excuse me, M. Morel. My first visit is due to my father, though I am not the less grateful for the honor you have done me." "Right, Dantes, quite right. I always knew you were a good son." "And," inquired Dantes, with some hesitation, "do you know how my father is?" "Well, I believe, my dear Edmund, though I have not seen him lately." "Yes, he likes to keep himself shut up in his little room." That proves, at least, that he is wanted for nothing during your absence. Dante smiled.